All right. Good evening, guys. Uh, I'm back here to continue integrating our sound into the mobile game. Um, I I definitely have to figure out how to get some like Spotify music playing or something. I heard that Twitch now has integrated music playlist somehow. I signed up for it, but I don't have it yet. But yeah, it's definitely missing some like chill music while like I'm starting up. I don't know. I'm new at the streaming thing, but I'm slowly gonna figure it out. You notice that I have a new theme because it was boring before, and now it like kind of looks cool. Um, so yeah, I mean, let's just get started. I'm gonna try to keep it um, under an hour because I think that's a good amount of time to do a nice chunk of code. So that's kind of like what I try to keep it to. I naturally gravitated towards about an hour because that's how much time like I naturally have without being interrupted. So I slowly just like got I subconsciously splitting problems up into hour-long problems. I think I realized that happened at some point. So it's pretty cool. It's convenient. I think it's a good way to go about solving things. So let's just get into the development. So let's see. The last thing that we did was we found the spot that we're going to start making a sound. So if we start the game, whoa, still got that bug. But as soon as I grab the ball, you see at the top, right around here, it says um, make a ball grabby sound. Um, Now, there are some sounds in here, but during the process of upgrading Wwise, which I did using the launcher, it broke all the sounds. So before we actually get this new sound to work, I'm going to have to fix all of the old sounds. So the first thing we're going to do is after upgrading the engine and all the libraries, which took a while to download, we're going to upgrade the project itself. Now it might yell at me to close the engine because I just didn't think that would have worked. So let's give that a go. Apply the material. I don't think I meant to change anything. Change the original material for the frame. I did not mean to change any materials. So let's close that up and let's try to run this again. All right. Before resuming, where is the resuming part? Okay. Right. Upgrade Wwise in project. Make sure this is the right one. Yep. C drive. All right. Now I have no idea how long this is going to take. Um, let's not send. All right. Now I'm not sure if it actually did. So I'm guessing that the upgrade process just modifies something in this directory, and then total download upgrade. Okay. Not too intuitive. But not terrible. I've done worse things. Right now, something I didn't, think about doing the stream is it's going to be incredibly boring for the things that need to download and long compiling. There's not too much of it. And when I upgrade things, there's long compiles. Um, Sometimes when I make changes to materials, um, we're talking like minutes. But other than when I deploy, which takes sometimes hours to build. It shouldn't be too bad, but right now, like, I don't want to have this like dead air when I'm waiting for like applying operation to happen. Um, so it'd be nice if I have something to talk about in the game. But I can't even have my IDE open now. So what to talk about? I'm not even gonna worry about it because that's just part of this stream. It's a different format. The stream is very real. Um, I think it might make sense to take some of these videos and cut out the very important parts, um, and make them short, tiny videos that get right to the point and skip over all of this. That could be a possibility, something that I end up doing. Um, yeah, so the stream could be there for um, really bored people and or just interested in how the process works. And then the tiny cuts can be for consumption later. Maybe when, I mean, how many videos are there going to be? If I do this throughout the whole process of me making this game, there's going to be a lot of videos, which is a lot of maybe useful content tucked away in like hour-long videos that are hard to find. Um, yeah, something I have to think about, how to evolve this format so it makes most sense, so I can get the most information out to people, and share ideas. Oh, look at that! That wasn't too bad. That wasn't long. Now, wouldn't it be awesome if I opened this up and then like the sound worked? But we all know that that's not how anything works, literally ever, when you are coding something. So let's see. Um, let's open it in Unreal. And we might as well open it in Wwise because there might be different. I know that they did something different with sound banks. Like I think there's no sound banks anymore, and sound banks were a big part. And I remember it being really confusing at trying to figure out, what is a bank? How many banks should I have? Um, let's close this. I don't need this. I don't even have my VR plugged in, so I don't know why it keeps doing that every time I open it up. But let's have this open. Oh, it's so close. Okay. All right. Let's go back. Let's open up our hoops level. All right. So here's our hoops level. And let's see. First step is to compile, make sure we don't have any errors with the new upgrade, whatever we just added in here. So let's go to geometry, and let's go to our basketball, which is where most of the sounds are. Open this up, merge these windows, and let's play and see what happens. So I still don't hear any sound, but I don't have any errors compiling. So at least now we can step through debug, find out what's going on. Now, let's see. I guess the first thing is let's make sure that my volume isn't down, because wouldn't that be silly? All right, so I hear stuff. That's good. So that's not it. Now, let's see. Where is this sound stuff bootstrapped? Now, geometry content. Maybe I have a sounds directory. Here's my Wwise audio. Init bank, Windows Mac. So this just comes with it. This is the plugin directory. Here is my sound, and here's the bank I made, Gameplay Sound Bank. What's in UI? Okay, so these are my UI sounds. Let's see. Can I actually get a sound to make? All right, so that's my achievement. I get an achievement. Bang, 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 bang. Like I have 5 achievements. It's gonna go like, but like real fast. I really like that. I think it sounds really good. Now, what? Okay, so this is the actual sound wave itself, and this is the parameterized Wwise component that gets played. So let's see. Can I open this up? Yeah. So if you don't know how Wwise works, oh boy, is it powerful. So I'm not using too much with this because, it's pretty simple. But I can pre-process anything I want. There's tons of different nodes. It's almost like the material editor, but just for sounds. And, it's pretty much a one-to-one mapping of, how it works. You have a bunch of inputs. The end result is a final node, which is going to sound how you want. And you could have dynamic nodes that change. It's great. I will not be doing that in this node. For the touching the ball, I could totally picture just being able to use one sample, which I already picked out. I have a nice sample picked out. Let's see, where did I put them? In my Google Drive sounds. Yeah, so I have a bunch of these sounds. They're really simple, but I could speed them up, slow them down, change the volume so it sounds like a whole bunch of different random. I can even randomize it so it never sounds like the same sound twice. So yeah, that's what I think I am going to do that. I'm definitely going to do that. So let's just figure out how to get the sound work. The sounds are here. That one is in there and it still works. So let's see what other sounds. I also have a bunch of ball hit sounds. So when I press play, the ball should be making bunches of sounds when it's hitting around the cabinet, and it is not. So that's not working. And you know what? Let's get to the end of a game and see if it actually does anything. So to get to the end, let's just throw all these balls out. Still have to fix this bug where I cannot see the balls in here because of the stupid design for this cabinet. Oh, there's one. Is there one more? Oh, it's done. Oh, look at that. Awesome. The sound does work. That's great. I'm like very excited. Okay. So I upgraded. The sound works. I don't understand. All right. Now, so I guess what I have to see is I didn't do anything to the sound banks. So let me take a look. So could have been that easy upgrading. But I still have some broken sounds. One more thing to check is it cabinet specific? Is it only that new cabinet I just made, that big orangey red one? That's my newest cabinet. I just added a couple weeks ago. I think it'd be cool. Maybe I make a video on just how I made the cabinets, textured them and everything. Just talking out loud, but there's so many things I can go into in depth about. And if I get some, it'd be great if I had an audience because then they could say, yeah, that's something that I would like to see, and then I could do it. Otherwise, I'm just making my game, and yeah, that's how I'm gonna do it. I think so. Let's see. How do I change to my other cabinet? I have a hoops level helper. Now, this is what I use to encapsulate all the logic that decides what cabinet to load up from the arcade to the hoops mode. What mods are active on which should the net be moving, how many balls should be available, how much time is it, arcade mode, time mode. So this is just a helper that helps load in the correct parameters for any game mode that I'm trying. It also happens to be the spot where I pass in the cabinet that I want from the arcade. When I'm walking around, I want this arcade. I pass it in to the path, which is just like the URL for the scene. Let me see. That's not where I do it. Get cabinet. This is where I do it. So I marked this so it's easy to tell. This should not ever be called. This is like this false is just saying if there's an option for a cabinet, use it. If I left out an option for which cabinet to use, just pick it from this drop down. Now, the only time this would ever happen is when I'm developing. So that's basically, this is just like, which one do I want to play with? So let's pick the 2 guys, 1 ball base cabinet. Compile it. Now it should be that green one. There we go. Now the field of view is something else. The cabinets are designed differently. So one size fits all isn't going to work for the field of view, it looks like. I mean, technically it should. But I think an easy workaround is I developed a little parameterization for how high the camera should be for the cabinet, how far back, field of view, so that can all be tweaked. And I even added a little debug panel up here so I can do it in real time in the game. So we'll be doing that when I'm focusing on tweaking the look and feel of this cabinet. But as you can see, it's still not making any sound. No sound. But if we finish the game, we should get an achievement, just a test achievement, which makes a sound. Awesome. Okay. So why isn't that sound working? So now I'm going down this rabbit hole because I'm trying to figure out why the sounds that should be working. Oh, that's the first time I heard a cool sound in my stream. Angela Felver. So exciting. Someone that I know from high school. I couldn't even read what it said. But hi, and thanks for coming. This is so cool. So I don't understand why the sounds aren't showing up there, but I do know that I don't want to move on and get my sound to work for grabbing the ball until I get the sound to work that already worked for the longest time. So let's dig in and see why the sounds aren't working when the ball's hitting the arcade cabinet. All right, so I do know my brain goes to think, what did I recently change? One thing I did recently change is the ball should now tell what kind of sound to make when it hits based on the physics material of the cabinet. Now, I touched on this a little bit in my last stream, but let's go to I'm going to work with, we'll work with that green cabinet. So I'm going to go to the green cabinet, which is in my geometry cabinets, 2 guys, 1 ball cabinet. So let's look at the full cabinet. Now, this is the old legacy sound method. Notice these exact nodes are not connected to anything. So these aren't even functional. I could really delete this, but it's so much work that I took making this that I don't want to erase it yet in case I want to reference it. But in my head, I know that since I check everything in with to Git, it's not really gone ever, but still psychologically, I want to keep this stuff around. So let's see, where is my base cabinet? Now, let me just make sure if my memory is correct. And the cabinet that I made, let's take a look at it, has the correct materials, physics materials. So here is, we highlight what I'm looking at. This is the back panel mat. Really, so only these 2 back panels. And then this is the ramp. All right, so this one should have a physics material of rubber. So let me just, all right, so here's the ramp. So it definitely is. It definitely does have that. So that is not something that I'm looking at. I'm getting another idea. It's just all ideas. That's how you work. You have an idea and let's just go for it. Don't even think about it too long because that wastes too much time. Let's just try it. So I'm going to come to my ball itself and I'm going to go to my event graph where I catch where I hit things. So here's ball sounds. So let's see, when the ball hits anything, it should go and try to make a sound. And here's where it decides which sound to play. So let's just put a breakpoint here, and let's just see if it's trying to play a sound. Yes, this is kind of bad because I wasn't expecting this. All right, so it's trying to post an event. Now let's see which sound is it trying to play. It's trying to play ball hits the backboard. Cool. Now the reason it's hitting the backboard is because it's saying, okay, you're hitting something. What is the physics material that you hit? And the physics that it hits is found right here in the name of the material. Man, I have to get better at this. I just heard a noise, which means, hey, why is my face not moving? I don't like, hey, skip to 9 minutes later to get past all of this BS. Anyway, now I'm going to get back, and hopefully it doesn't freeze again. So let's come into this game, and now we're going to see why the balls don't make the sound when they hit. So far we know that it's trying to make a sound, and in fact, it's trying to make exactly this sound. And it looks like it's not working. Can we open up my game? Where'd my game go? Gonna just stop it. All right, so it's trying to make this sound, ball backboard. So let's browse to it. Find it in all right, here it is, ball backboard. And just so I can see where it's stored, I imported it into my Wwise audio events default work unit. All right, great. So let's open it up, see what happens. All right, so here we see how it's defined. It's tied to a gameplay sound bank, which is my sound bank that I created. I don't think it does anything except just store the name gameplay sound bank. I don't, it's just a collection of sounds. Audiokinetic asset base, none. We have an ID. So I don't see in here where it even points to the actual sound or where it lives. I don't see any of that. So that worries me. I feel like somewhere in here it should point to like the actual sound itself. And I don't think it is. So let me go back to these sounds and look to any of the. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I know for sure one does work because we were just playing it and it works. So, and I don't see it here, which is weird because I think all of my stuff should be here. So where is my loud 9mm bang noise? All right, we're in Wwise audio. It was in my sound directory, which is also where my gameplay sound bank lives. Okay, so here's my gameplay sound bank. Let me open that up. Auto load. This is very simple. There's nothing really to screw up in here. I think it just exists because it's required. I could have named it anything. I could have named it Super Ball Lord Master Bank. I don't think it matters. I just have to make sure that the asset is connected to it. So where is my 9mm asset? Let's find that. That is in my UI. Here's the sound. All right, that's my sound. Did my face freeze again? Jesus F. Come on. My voice didn't freeze. All right, you know what? This is I'm not using this NVIDIA. I'm just not. I can't use this NVIDIA thing anymore. It's just garbage. It's garbage. All right, I'm going to quit and then restart it. Video capture. Let's see. And how's my audio working now? Let's see. Hello. Okay. So now my audio is back, but I'm not using NVIDIA capture software. So that sucks because I think that, it's good if it doesn't freeze. Anyway, I'm not going to keep talking about that. So let's go back to this sound that we have running here. And here is a sound cue. So apparently all I need is the sound itself and a sound cue. So let's open the sound cue up. Now, that is pretty simple. This is pretty simple, but I don't think I'm using Wwise for this. So it's very possible. It's very possible that this is just the Unreal sound engine that I'm using. And not Wwise. Maybe, and that would make sense. That's why this is working. And that is also why I don't have any mention of a sound bank in here. If that's the case, then I still have to fix the Wwise. Or... yes, I'm definitely going to fix the Wwise because in this case it's simple. And I think I remember I opted for going with this because I don't need to do any processing to this sound. It's just a simple UI sound. But all of my ball bounces and contacts with all the physics objects, they are very randomized and tweaked to make it sound like a ball bouncing around an arcade cabinet. So that's just me convincing myself that I am not done fixing that, and I still have to go and get that Wwise stuff to work. So that's what I'm going to do now. This is working, which is fine, but it has nothing to do with all the other sounds that are not working. So one thing that pops in my mind, which is always hard to just go and do instantly, is I could just go look at the docs because I'm sure that it might say like, hey, when you're upgrading, make sure that you re-import your sounds or whatever. But I thought it would be simpler than that, and I'm just taking you on my journey. This is how, this is fun for me. So it's still not super frustrating yet. Although I do get frustrated, but that usually doesn't happen for like weeks of like screwing around with something. Maybe not weeks. If I'm trying to do something for a week, it makes me sad. And then you start to get desperate, and then you look for other people that solved your problem, and then you try to start to get creative, and then you go through this whole cycle of where then you just rip everything out and you try again from scratch, and then that doesn't work, and then you're like, I'm just not going to do this feature, and then you wish you would have thought that in the beginning because you wasted a month. That's happened many, many, many times. It's sad. All right, so let's see where I want to put my sounds. All right, so here's my sound bank. Let's pretend that I don't have those sounds. I'm going to go in my Wwise launcher and open my sounds in Wwise. So this is the first time I'm actually opening this is like their IDE. This is like the sound IDE. This is where you go to create your sounds. So let's come in here. This is where you create your sound bank. All right, here we go. So let's see if I can get sounds to like actually pop out of this. That would be cool. Hey, this is too big. Let me shrink it up. All right. Let's see what we got. So I have the sound of the ball hitting. Yeah, so here I have a mixer node. This is basically every single sound will go into here. And I have a cage, I have a hit the rim, and I have a swish. I also have like a thud and a backboard. And I never used the basketball siren yet, but I found them, and I'm gonna put them in there too because I'm gonna need like an when like the game is over. So I have all the sounds picked out. Now you see these are all of them are the same sound, but they're parameterized different. Like the pitch is a little bit different. I have a low pass filter going over it. Just very tweaked. So if I look at sound 2, are these all the same sounds? Effects. So compressor. Basically, you just tweak the sounds until they sound nice. So I want to just play it so we can hear what they are. It's a pretty complicated IDE because I always get confused when I try to figure out how do I just like play something. Like it's not too intuitive. Okay, reassign, create. They both look identical. What a stupid UI. I guess you just got to get used to it. Let's see. How do I make this sound? Mute solo. I want to play. Where do I play? Can it be that simple? Can I just play the sound? I just want to play you. Positioning states, inclusion, effects, makeup, gain, general settings. Let's see, where can I play? Play mode, step, volume. Don't think I could play it from in here. Doesn't look like I can. And I vaguely remember it being unintuitive how to find. Okay, wait, here we go. Audio. Maybe I gotta go to sound banks. Play. Well, let me just try it out. Play. This, see how tricky that is? It looks like I want to play, but this just says, oh, the icon is play. Play, play, play. Nope. So I can't play it from here. This is just where I'm defining down here. That's not it. What about here? Nope, can't play that. So maybe it's not in the sound banks. Event? Maybe it's in the event. Can I? This looks the same. But anyway, the event is what these things here are what tie directly to these right here. So the sound to play, these are actually events. These are like, you see, AK audio event object. So the way that Unreal knows that there's a sound to play is exposed through defining it in here in this events tab. But it still doesn't, and it still doesn't explain why I can't just play it out. I just want to try it. Just want to play it. Game syncs. No. Sessions, queries. I think it would be right here where it says, alright, can I open the mixer? Default work unit. Cage. So here's the cage. Generate sound, profiler. Now, I remember when tweaking everything, playing it over and over and over and over again, because there's really no way to tell what you're doing to these sounds. Click this. No. No. Okay. Is this a play button? Is it really tiny? Is it down here? No. All right, you know, sometimes it's totally okay to say Wwise how to play a sound event in open the Wwise integrate sound. No, I don't want to integrate it. I want to just see how to play it. I don't want to see how those work. Action play. This is terrible. This is not showing me. Let's go back into here. Why are these not ticked off? I want to select all. I want all the events. I want to generate all. Completed. So let's see. Soundbank contains 16 media items. So I completed generating the sound banks. Android, iOS, Mac, and Windows. Great. And now, if I remember, that should be it. Like, they should be in my project now. But you know what I might have to do? I might have to go to my sound bank and reimport. Refresh all banks. Generate selected sound bank. Generate. And I remember it being fiddly. I remember having to do, generate, refresh. But let me see if I can get the sounds to work now. I don't need that breakpoint anymore, so we're going to resume. Doesn't sound like it. The sounds still are not playing. Okay. But I'm still not convinced that they sound right in here. So why? How do I get these to play? I really, really want to figure out how to do that. Here's the event viewer. No, that's not working. Oh! Alright, so you can hear this is the rim sound. And it's a little bit different every time. Okay. So apparently you hit space. For anyone wondering, you hit space and that works. Is that the backboard? This is the cage. Ball hits the cage. Ball hits the ramp. It's more of a thud. It's very quiet. And the ball hits the rim. and the ball swishes through the net. So these are the sounds. They're all slightly randomized. Okay. Now the question is, why, when I generate all of the sound banks, okay, I generate them all, and then I go to my game, maybe I have to re-import, maybe, I don't, let's see, Audiokinetic bank. What if I create an event? I feel like the bank should work though. What if I create an event? Let's see, test event, test AK event. Please place under the game device. Cannot create new asset of class AK audio event. So it won't even let me. Okay. So let's do what it says. Let's try something. All right. So here's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna go into into Wwise Audio, events, default work unit, and these are my sounds. Cool. Now what I want to do is, it's scary, but I maybe delete them and see if. Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna delete it. I'm gonna rename it Swish Backup. And just to verify, I want to come here to my sounds and see if I regenerate, it actually does what I think. So I want to regenerate. Let's show what the output is for regenerating. So does it say synchronously load lazily? Nothing here. Moving, so it's, I don't know. Generate sound data being destroyed. Validating event ball swish. So it looks like it did what it's supposed to do, and that's all I'm concerned about, really. I'm gonna pull this output log up here so I can just, it'll be easy for me to see. Now I'm gonna come back to here and go to my events. Ball swish. It did not appear here. Can I like refresh? Maybe I gotta refresh. Let's go into sound. Refresh all banks. Why not? Why not do it twice? Because who knows? Like, that's how you know you're desperate for something to work. Okay, so it didn't do anything to these here, which I find interesting. Let's put this back to the way I had it before. Are you kidding? Ball swish. It won't let me put it back? Well, that's shitty. Alright, so it's connected to that sound bank. Maybe it's because I didn't compile it. We're gonna go with that. We're gonna try that. So here, where did I try to do it? Here. So let's compile. What do I compile though? I gotta. Build lighting, build your stuff. So it's done. Is it done building? 0 errors, 1 warning. Cool. Now will it let me change it back? No. Well, that really makes me sad. But I'm still going to figure this out. Because you need to be super persistent to get anything done, ever. So don't get into game development if you get scared off easily. Because you will have... every single thing you do is a problem after the next problem. And you have to just make it positive by thinking you're learning something by fixing that problem. And not get discouraged. That is like the best advice I can give. You can't get discouraged easily or you will quit very soon. So let's see. Here's my swish backup. So it does see that in here. Where's my original swish? Oh, of course. That's the one sound that doesn't get invoked here. Whatever, just for fun. Let's change the rim to a swish. And recompile. And now just see if changing it did anything. So hoop, set the sound to play to be swish. Sound to play is going in right here. Nothing crazy. Just want to see if I missed anything. Stop when attached. Event name. Nothing crazy. Oh! Oh! Why is it working now? So, it's making like a rim sound. When I'm happy. See, this is progress. This is progress. I still don't know what the hell's going on. I like some of these sounds. Oh, it's just so weird when it's so weird when there's the wrong sounds. But it's progress. Let's retry this. What time is it? It's not late. What are you kidding? It's only 9:21. I like that thump thump. It's incorrect. Oh, that's so stupid. Okay. So the only sound that's not working is the one that I changed. So when I hit the hoop, let's put this back to ball rim. And let's just see if we can get that to work. Are any of these wrong? Let me just take a look-see. Ramp, I think, was correct. And it's going to play ball, hit, cabinet, ramp. Great. Here we have the backboard, and it hits the ball backboard one. The fence, I believe that one was correct. The hoop, default. Default is hits cabinet ramp. So I think that all sounds good, but it definitely wasn't sounding correct. But let's see if the hoop works now at least. Oh, missed it. It's really hard without my finger. Alright, that was good. That sounded correct. Man, what a janky sound. I gotta figure out. Alright, and I also gotta fix the swish, because that is super important. And why did this turn black all of a sudden? Like, what's going on? Alright, let's see. Yep, definitely looks black. Let's fix that. Is the wall in the way? Yep, there's something here in the way. I'm gonna move this out of the way. How did that even happen? I don't even know. Let's move it. Oh, move it. Oh, I know how it happened. When I rebuilt the lighting. That's when it happened. I rebuilt the lighting, and something did wrong. So let me just rebuild the lighting again. Now that I moved it out of the way. Do I have a ball swish backup now? Forever incorrectly named? Just to remind me of this, of how I screwed this up. And I don't know. So let's try this again. I need to find one that lets me play. Okay. Alright. Alright. Black wall is fixed. Now we need the swishy hoop. The swishy hoop thing fixed. Oh, and that's why it's wrong. Because I named it BK. And we got to find where that happened. So let's look for the net. Or does it happen on score? I think it happens on score. Can I look for... how... It's so hard to remember things. You know what? I'm going to do a quick find through blueprints. I'm going to look for scored. Get scored. Mark ball is scored. Maybe that's where it happens. Set scored. Mark ball as scored. That is this. Where do I call mark ball as scored? Score dispatcher, increment streak, add to score. Also, I can look for... You know what? No, you know what I could also look for is that Wwise, the thing that I call to make the sound, which is post event. Let me look for post event because that's the only time. All right, so if I look for post event, happens. That's not something I do. Basketball cabinet. Maybe it happens. Oh, maybe here. Play sound with impact velocity. All right, this is the on score. Here we go. I'm gonna keep this up here because this is super useful. Definitely keep it up there. So on score, we animate the net. So whenever we score, we fire off an event. The event calls on score. It's somehow bound to it. Then we take a reference to the net. We call play animation. Then we post a ball swish backup event. Okay. So it looks like it should be working. We post this event. I was kind of thinking that maybe that's why it didn't work. Post event callback, no flags. Okay, that all looks fine. Then we mark it as scored. Keep going. So the only thing I can think of is let's put a breakpoint and see if that's happening. Maybe I had to come back in here and recompile. I'm not really sure if it was smart enough to do that. Now the hard part is making a shot with my mouse. Oh, are you kidding me? It's not going to be an easy game. Okay. So it should come here and make a sound. It's trying to. Let's just play it. God damn it, it didn't work. It didn't work. I will say this though, it is addictive. It is addictive. I'm happy with that. It feels good. It feels nice. I like it. But why isn't that goddamn sound working? All right, let's see. So it happens in the base cabinet. So the cabinet itself is responsible for calling the event. That again, that makes sense, I guess. It's fine. We go in here and we try to play the sound. Let's go to it. Browse to the asset. Oh no. Magnifying glass. Ooh. Oh, I thought I couldn't find it. That's not it. So now the ball swish. There's nothing really in here. You know, it's tied to a sound bank. I wonder if it's not working now because of my stupid renaming issue. Let's get out of here. Is it gonna let me rename this? Asset actions. Can I capture thumbnail? Reload. Another thing I could do is check it out. If, you know, that would get it back to its original name, I guess. Oh, it's so stupid. Now I refresh that. Can I refresh? Okay. I don't know. Alright, so let's try... let's try it again. To make it easier, I could just select a sound for different things other than making a basket. That's probably a smart thing to do. So I go back into the basketball. Instead, alright, so whenever it hits the ramp, I want it to make a swishy noise. So let's see what happens here if I recompile that. That's incorrect. Well, I feel like it's not hitting the right. It's not, the physics material is incorrect. Maybe that's what's happening. What I could do is if it comes out of here, print ramp. This is just so I can disambiguate whether the problem is the sound itself or... So whenever it comes out of this, whenever it hits the ramp, it should say ramp. So let's see. I don't see it. It is definitely not hitting the ramp. Oh! I just don't know. It looks like it's not hitting the ramp. I did see it say ramp once. So alright, so let's go back to our 2 guys 1 ball base. 2 guys 1 ball base. And no. No. That's not where I'm doing it anymore. I'm doing it in the basketball itself. Alright, I'm starting to get crazy. I wanted to go back there. I want to look particularly at this base cabinet. So I have base cabinet matte. So what I did was I went in here and I saw that the base cabinet matte is here. And when I hit that, this is a physics material ramp. Definitely should be working. Is there some kind of setting I'm missing to tell it? No, this doesn't make sense. I think that's correct. Nothing super complicated here. It's just I'm assigning this material that. The only other thing, alright, is I can override these in the right here. So these materials here I can override. Is this a different base cabinet matte? No, it's the same one. Base cabinet matte. Nothing special there. Okay. So then maybe it's a collision issue. Simulation generates hit events. Okay. There's no physics material override. Collision presets block all dynamic. Okay. But one thing I do know. Okay. I don't think that physics materials get returned unless I have complex geometry turned on instead of simple collision geometry. Maybe that could be the case. Let's see. So here's my mesh. Still looking for what's wrong. Why it's not report. It looks like it's not reporting back the physics material. Is that what it's doing? I don't know. So let's look at the collision real quick. Simple collision. All right, we do have simple collision blocks. This was the old way of doing it. Before I started breaking out, before I refactored the sound. And I had I had to individually build this cabinet out of actual components that can have a different sound when they're hit. But now I'm using a single mesh, even though it doesn't look like it for this first cabinet I made. The second one is definitely one mesh. This one, I still have a bunch of components. But I need to make sure that the complex collision, let's look at complex collision. Yikes, that's a, whoa. Whoa, that's bad. Look at that. This is a problem. See this? This is way too complex. I'm going to need to go into Blender and fix the geometry on that. I mean, look, my machine is just even running slower. But that's definitely an issue. The other thing that's an issue is maybe somewhere it's not turned on correctly. Let me see where. Yikes, that's not good. So let's see. Collision. Simple and complex. This is gonna be the problem, I think. Alright, we don't want that. We want to use complex as simple. Maybe. Maybe that's it. And then I tell it which complex mesh to use. Now, I'm going to have to go and fix that mesh. Definitely. But if this doesn't kill my machine, I'm going to try to run it now and see what happens. Is it now going to work? I don't know. Yes. See? Ramp, 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 ramp. I got ramp. But... Oh. But I think that, you know, the ramp I changed to swish. So the swish is still not working. Swish is still not working. But we're getting closer. So now, before I forget, I need to go and add a new hot burner item to my thing. This is important. I need to fix 2 balls. What's it called? two guys. 2 guys. 1 ball. Geometry. Decimate. Maybe that's good enough. I'll remember why. If not, I can look back at my stream. So this is a... This is not a bug. It's an optimization. I don't have one yet. What color should optimization be? I don't want it to be green. It's so not fun to do optimizations. I want to make it like brown. Can I just... Oh, ugh. Let's see. Oh, this is a good optimization color. Okay. So this is something I definitely need to fix. But for now, look at this. Look, it says BK here, but I only changed it over there. Maybe I... Oh, can I play? Swish. It plays. It does play. Can I rename it? Edit. Let me rename you. Ball swish. Woo. Good. Ball swish. Ball swish is up here. It's one of the sounds that I want. Uh-oh. Did something die? Okay. I would expect that because I just effed around with things between the things. I'm going to not send because it's my fault. I don't need to. Ooh, look. Piku Niku is free now. Oh, I'm going to need to get that. Going to need to take advantage of these free... Oh, let's get it. It's free. It's $12.99, but now it's free. This is like the 100th game I got now. Let's see. For free. Woo! No, thank you, Epic. Thank you. Alright, get out of here. Alright. I feel like I'm back on the right track. So let me generate my sound banks again. Looks like it worked. Looks like it worked. Okay. Now, let me open it up in Unreal. Alright. How long have we been going now? 1 hour and 17 minutes. I know I promised it would be under an hour. But it's just too much fun. I'm getting close. I want to go to bed knowing that my sound works again. And, you know, I'm totally okay with... See, this is why it's going to be good. Because I'm probably not going to add the ball grabby sound tonight. So if you were waiting for ball grabbies, you're going to have to come back tomorrow. But I'll be able to go to sleep knowing that when I do go to put the ball grabbies in, it'll be almost like a trivial thing for me to fix. Because I have a better understanding now of how my sounds are imported and how... Wow, what's all this? Would you like to restore them from autosaves? The following package of autosaves associated with them. What is all of this garbage? I don't want all of them. All right, let's see. Did I change anything in the hoop helper? I did, but it's just trivial. I just changed which default cabinet. What did I do in the basketball? All right, I changed a lot of things. I'll restore them all. Let's restore them all. Anyway, like I was saying, it's not going to be hard for me to add the ball grabby sound once I figure this out. So that's definitely a big enough win for me for tonight. And I can't wait to hang up, or whatever you call it when you're when you're in a stream, and see what those buzzy noises were. And who came to my stream. I mean, someone came here. That was cool. So let's see. We want to go back to the basketball. I'm almost afraid to... We want to go back to hoops as our level. Let's open up hoops. What's that? Don't know what that is. Alright. Let's go to our content, our Wwise audio, events. It's back. It's back. So apparently renaming it from here, not good. I will remember that for the future. Now let's look at my basketball. Go to my sounds. Where are they? Here they are. Oh wow, it looks like it did not restore, because I had that little print thing here, which makes me wonder what else didn't restore. Hoops helper, alright, that's fine. Did the cabinet save my base cabinet? What kind of collision is it using? Okay, that's good. It remembered that. It remembered that. But it did not. Oh, you know what else too? You know what else? Better do this, because I'm just going to forget. I also have to set all the other things. Oh no, this one. Back cabinet. I feel like this one doesn't have to be complex, right? Oh, I know. I see now I'm learning stuff. Okay. So that's what this physics override material is. That's what it is. So I can keep this simple. It's simple, right? There's no complexity to this. There's only one material. It's my backboard. That's all I care about. So I am going to make my collision simple, right? And I'm going to pick my material. Simple and complex. I want to use simple as complex. Right, so I'm going to use simple, pretend it's complex, and I'm going to pick the backboard physics material. So this is vastly improving my performance, because instead of actually asking the engine, hey, I'm hitting you, please figure out which material you are, then tell me what physics material you are, and then return that to me, not using any of your collision blocks, but use the geometry itself, which could be crazy. Since this is a mobile game, that sucks. So in this case, I'm using simple, but the problem is simple collisions don't return physics materials, which would happen if I... Oh look, I guess you can't just pick simple, right? So basically, it's saying use simple, but return a physics material anyway. But instead of asking the engine what it is, let's just have you tell me right now. And it'll just be that way for no matter where it hits, anywhere on this thing. Did I beat that to death? You get it. So that is what I need to do there. Let's close this out. And let's just keep looking, right? What else do I have? I have the frame cabinet. right? This, even though there's two materials, I still only want, I'm going to make either of them make a cage rattly sound. Because they're connected. It makes sense. You know, it makes sense, I think. So here we're going to use simple as complex. And we'll tell it to use the fence physics material. Cool. Cool. And where was I? It's getting late, so my brain is... It definitely deteriorates. Oh, here, we're on here. The barrier. See, this is why I am moving away from this. All these components. It's such a pain in the ass. I like my Super Shot cabinet much better. It's just one big mesh. Also, it was hard for me to figure out how to design the textures and the look and feel. I mean, you know, the material and texture of one big mesh in Substance Painter. That's a whole other thing. Substance Painter is awesome. It's so much fun. I can't wait till I have to do another asset so we can get in there. Ew, look at that. That looks ugly. But you can't even notice it. I'm not going to sweat over it because, come on, I'm one guy making a game. I can always go in and tweak that, whatever that is later. That's good enough for now. Let's come in here. Let's see. This is going to make one single sound again. So we do not need a complicated. We're going to use simple collision. Which you could see the simple collision looks like this. It's like a triangle here, a triangle here. Super simple. Whereas complex collision, let's take a look at what my complex collision looks like for this. Is it so complex that it's not even showing up? I don't know what's going on. Why is it not even showing up? I thought that might have been why. I don't know why it's not showing up. Okay, so because I wasn't... Woo! Woo! That's bad. So that's why we can't use complex collision. Okay, but that's... I get it. I get it. So let's use simple. This is going to be ignored, I think. I'm going to clear it anyway, because that's just so bad. I don't even want it to know what that is. So, but I do want the barrier... Do I have a barrier material? I didn't think I needed to make a whole nother material for this thing. Console. Should it make the console sound? A backboard sound? Backboard is going to rattle the rim a little bit, so that's definitely not. I'm going to say console. Console physical material. That's good. That's good. So let's save that. What else do we have? The gate. The gate material. This is going to make a fence sound material. Oh, that's right. This one is a skeletal mesh because it actually opens and closes. You can see the animation. So this is what blocks the balls from going out. Cool, right? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Physics. Is there any physics? No, I don't know. The materials are here. It looks a little different than the non-skeletal mesh ones, but it should operate the same. Let's see. What kind of collision? Where do I set the kind of collision? Per poly collision. I'm guessing that's kind of what it is, right? Per poly collision. No, maybe not. Now I don't care what it hits here. I want to tell it to use. Alright, I'm just gonna look through here and say, is there a physical What about the word? All right, so that looks like the only collision option I have. So maybe I don't have to do anything to this in here. It looks like it's got that handled. So what I need to do is maybe in here I tell it what the physics material is. Is there a way to override? All right, here's collision. Here we go. Oh, and I already said it. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. All right, so this is done. What else? Is there any the dispenser slot? No, I'm not even gonna add that. That's it. That's the only things I can hit. Nope. The hoop. 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 Does it have a material? Generates hit event. Is it complex? I think it is. See, it's a hoop physical material. Cool. Hey, wait, get back here. The mesh. That's what I meant to click on. Is this complex? I think this is complex because it needs to be really accurate when that ball is going in there. Yeah, use complex. So it actually is using complex. Totally fine. All those cycles that I saved in the other things, is good because I need it to be complex here. So yeah, I think that is all good. I think it's all set up fine. So now it should work. Oh, I was going to use my finger again. It's not going to work. I don't hear any sounds. So what I did was I went into here, generated all that stuff, right? I generated all those sounds. Do it again just for fun. Didn't have to do anything. Then I guess what I didn't do was come in here and go to the sound bank. And generate selected sound bank. I guess I gotta do that again. I don't know. Maybe I didn't even need to do that. Now we gotta refresh the sound banks. Now does it work? No. The other thing I did was I did build everything. Maybe I got to do that again. Maybe. I don't know. I do remember, though, when it did start working, I was very surprised. And also, the wall turned black. Those are the things that I remember. So that still didn't work. Down here we have ball rim, ball cabinet ramp. Everything here looks fine. Let's browse to the sound. Nothing looks different in here. Everything looks fine. Why? I mean, it was just working and now it's not. And this is yeah, like I said, no one said making games is not frustrating. It's so goddamn annoying. Now, is it gonna get here? Let's see. Yes, it got here. It's trying to play a sound and the sound's not working. Resume. Let's close this. Still not working. I really hope this isn't the issue, but do I have to reload? Following packages have been modified. Oh, would you like to reload these packages? What? Can I select them all and do that? Did that do anything? I don't even know. Let's see. Nope. Let's go back to this sound bank. This stupid sound bank. Refresh all banks. Generate sound bank. Ugh. Let's close without sending. Let's see. Oh, I just wanted to hear it. Just wanted to hear it work. It's like I know it should work. I'm gonna generate. Oh. Nothing changed. So that's why it's working. I mean, and that makes sense. It shouldn't be doing anything weird. All right. Okay, not too many here. Let's restore those. Open the hoops level. Open our assets. I hate dragging all these in here all the time. Okay. Okay, I did what you wanted, UE4. I did what you wanted. I did everything. What? Now, there's no way that refreshing all banks should freeze it. At least right off the bat like that. Generate selected sound bank. Current short ID is different from ID. Look at that. Look. Error. Ball swish. Current short ID is different from ID from the name. 25 blah 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 blah. What? Not quite sure what that means. Not sure what that means, but it definitely it's not good. So does that mean it didn't work at all? Warning, while loading. Nope, that has nothing to do with it. This is just my I don't even know what that is. Yeah, what? It sounds correct now. The fence isn't working. Oh, maybe it is. This top fence isn't though. The top fence. Can I make a basket? God. Let me retry. I also got to fix that little the jiggliness when I grab it. Oh, come on. I'm gonna have to go back to making it swish when I hit the... Ooh, it worked! Can I just say it worked. Whoa. What was that? I mean, it worked. Alright. Okay. I think that's a stream. That's good. I'm satisfied with that.